Oops. Almost. I missed. Okay. Wonderful. We are alive. Transmission.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. So
Yes,
recording.
we are live. We are YouTube live, Leo.
Yeah.
I am
Wonderful.
now in YouTube and
Yeah, sharing with the rest of the world, my friend.
That's good. That's good. Thank you.
More people join us. Okay. Okay, joining more people. See. Okay, Abby, I think now is the time. Okay, so
Sure.
thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from all over the world for all the attendees, all our friends from PMO officers, global community. Be welcome to our webinar series, The Magic of the PMO. Today, we have a wonderful, a great professional, a wonderful person, okay? Abhishek Mishra, I hope speaking well your name, my friend, from India, okay? Yeah, I have to do it,
Yes.
okay, speaking correctly your name. This is
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
wonderful. In PMO community, global community is very, from my point of view, okay, it's very difficult to find people from our point of view with so many years working in PMO related topics. No, we are not only talking about a specific PMO. No, we can talk about Agile PMO, value management office, hybrid models when we are um, working with both sides, no, waterfall and agile at the same time or in parallel, depending of each um, projects and products offices. Okay, so in our global point of contact with the rest of the world with great professionals, I met Abhishek, I think a couple months ago, more or less, and we believe this is there is several great professionals all over the world. That's a reality, but it's very difficult to find people have the chance, have the time for joining us, for coming with us, sharing great contents. So for today, Abhishek, he is going to sharing us PMO and project management hybrid model, and this is a model developed. Yeah, developed by yourself, okay, by you. That's correct, Abhishek. This is a
No. No.
model
No. I mean, see, this is
designed
a.
by you.
Yeah. This is a. No. No. It's not by me. I mean, this is a model which is currently the topic of discussion. So there are a lot of people discussing hybrid project management methodology, PMO hybrid model. So I'll be covering some aspects of it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for this comment. Um, because for our global community, these topics are the most important right now because in every organization, um, the PMO leaders are managing projects and products at the same time. It doesn't matter the percentage by each one, but you manage both. So, Abhishek, Abhi, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for joining us for stay with us in PM Officers Global Community. So, my friend, how huge, please, the audience, the attendance are yours. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Leo. Thanks for the warm welcome, and thanks for the the awesome introduction. So basically, see, I come across with close to 14 years, going to be 15 soon. So 15 years of experience into PMO, project management, program management, and portfolio management. So rather than I call myself a juggler rather than being calling a project manager, because I feel juggler is someone who can adroitly manage multiple activities simultaneously. So that's what me and other project managers, I mean, if we have any other project managers or program managers, anyone from the similar background, they can able to correlate what I'm trying to say here. So that's why I call myself a juggler rather than calling myself a project manager. So apart from regular project management activity, I have been writing very actively. So I've written somewhere close to 45, 46 articles, out of which one has been translated into Spanish by Leo recently. And I've written few books. So that's all about me. So we'll start with today's session. So as Leo called PMO and project management hybrid model. So I have segregated into two parts this particular session. So this part I'll be covering more of a hybrid project management methodology, and then the second part I'll be covering hybrid PMO model. So this is what the agenda looks like for our discussion today. And moving on to problem statements. Before we understand anything, we just wanted to realize, we just wanted to understand what exactly, see, when we might have been hearing a lot of things about hybrid project management methodology. So there are a lot of things, even PMI has come up with a hybrid micro. There is some micro certification on hybrid project management. And we have also been seeing over LinkedIn and other social media platforms, flex hybrid model. So all those things we have been seeing around, right? So the reason we need to understand why we are seeing all of a sudden those things. All of us were on a lockdown, things were not going the way we expected. Then why all of a sudden hybrid project management model comes into the picture? See, it's not something which has come recently or in the last 2 years. We started paying attention towards it in the recent time. So that is why I say it's very important to understand the problem statement. So we have been using work breakdown structure, right? So all of us would have been used waterfall model, right? If I'm not wrong, yes, no, you guys can comment. All of us started using waterfall model from many years as of now. And in waterfall model, we have been using work breakdown structure. So work breakdown structure actually has been released in 1984. So since the time it's released, I'm not sure. In 1984 there are so many project managers around, but we all the project managers, we all are comfortable using work breakdown structure. Though, and using that, we have also successfully delivered many projects. I'm not sure about all of you, but I personally successfully delivered many projects. But the only problem with work breakdown structure is, so when we try to break down a particular task into multiple achievable deliverables at the beginning of a project, that too at the very beginning of a project, we will not be aware of the project, the nitty-gritties of the project, the requirements, and so the requirements are also frequently keep changing. So these are the problem what we see when we start using work breakdown structure. So that's when agile came into the picture. That's when agile enter into the game. So it's around during a spring in 2000. It's practically not possible for me to write down 17 developers' name. I have only written down the key developers' name. So these are the few people who met in Oregon to discuss how they were actually facing some challenges. They were facing some challenges See, I guess they were also using waterfall. They wanted to meet and discuss what challenges that they are facing, and they also wanted to uh, fasten up their development process. And they also wanted to ensure how they can release their product before the scheduled timeline, or at least how they can meet their scheduled timeline. So that's discussion is led to, or that discussion has uh, has put the foundation for agile what we are using now. I mean, see, that innovation discussion has give birth to agile in other way we can say. Agile is not but I mean, see, it's not instantly we got the same agile methodology what we are using now, but that discussion has give birth to agile. So that using waterfall to agile and agile to now we have started discussing on hybrid. So the reason why we started discussing on hybrid, and why all of you have seen that in the very recent past, recently, why we are all hearing more of a hybrid model, because see, every methodology, be it waterfall, agile, or hybrid, it all comes with its own set of advantage, disadvantages, right? So as I said, waterfall methodology, it's very time consuming. We cannot, most of the project what we have delivered as part of waterfall, we cannot deliver them on time. Some way or other, it always misses the schedule, and it costs more than the expected. And when it comes to agile, see, there are certain advantage. Customer can able to see the results in shorter span of time, but at the same time, so they can also able to accommodate the requirement changes. They can also able to accommodate any level of changes that has to go through the change request process. But yes, it can be accommodated. But the only thing is, it shoot up the cost. I mean, when we accommodate a regular change requirement or change request in a regular sprint, that actually usually shoot up the cost. So with respect to that, right? So with respect to that, see, that's when we realize if waterfall is not the right model, if agile is not the right way, then what exactly the right way? It's not one size fits all here, and it's not my way or skyway. So we have one more way called hybrid. We have one more way called hybrid project management methodology. So that's how, all these things have given birth to hybrid project management methodology. And as I said, right, so it's not a new methodology. All of us would have used it in past. Many of us, many of you would have been using now. Only thing we started paying attention towards a methodology what we have been using before, or what we have been used before in the past, or what we have been currently using. So that's how hybrid model comes into the picture. And the reason why we are paying attention, that I'm not so sure. But see, there are certain things. Every time being a human, right, we always find some way or other what is the new thing that I can introduce, that what is the new thing that we can talk about it, what new certification that we can bring in. Maybe that thing, maybe that thing triggered it, and that's the reason hybrid project management methodology start getting a lot of attention now. But I have used I have delivered a project using hybrid project management methodology in 2015. So by the time, there were no one who were talking about it. So the similar way, dad, right, disciplined agile delivery has came into the game, and that's when PMI, everybody come with the certifications. See, it's all, see, it's all time based. Whenever time come, people started talking about a methodology, though they have been using it before. It catches the fire, and then everybody start coming up with their own certification. So there's nothing special. Nothing new that we have. It's not a new methodology like hybrid. Like agile or scrum. The time when it came into the picture, we were not. Any of us were not aware of hybrid. Any one of us were not aware of agile or scrum. We get to learn a new methodology, new framework. Though that's a different thing. But here we already know waterfall. We already know agile, and many of us would have also delivered some of the project using hybrid. So we also know hybrid. Only thing, there are some additions, there were some twists and turns, that every certification body, what they are trying to bring in here on the table in order to stand, I mean, in order to stand out in the crowd. So that's the only thing. So I will explain, see, what exactly hybrid means. I mean, in case if some of you who are not aware what exactly hybrid, how it works. See, for that explanation, right? So I've given a picture here. So this is what the waterfall model looks like, which is a plan-driven, structured, constant, detailed, compliant, safe, and controlled. And this is what agile project management methodology looks like, which is a feedback driven, vision counts, lean, open, free, flexible. It gives a freedom. It gives a freedom to the technical team, not to the development, not to the project manager. So project manager, when a project manager can have a freedom, when they have a freedom to start, I mean, plan a project. So our 90% effort goes in the planning, right? So when we plan a project, that's when our freedom comes into the picture. In agile, how many of you have got that freedom to really plan a project and deliver, or plan the way you want it to? So that's when hybrid come into the picture. Why hybrid? Because using hybrid, so the hybrid is nothing but while planning will be using WBS, while executing will be using the agile methodology. So that is what the entire hybrid is all about. What we guys are talking all over nowadays. So that is what I mean. See, it's nothing but, I mean, see, hybrid model is nothing but creating a mixed custom approach, which I have already told you guys. And see, hybrid, and see, I'll give you a little bit of a background about hybrid PMO. That's actually very interesting. See, hybrid PMO is nothing but to integrate all the project executives. So when we have a PMO, we set up the PMO based on the organizational goal standard. We take the intentions from the senior executives. That's when we define a PMO. We set up a PMO. We set up the base governance framework. See, in that particular time, right? So the project executive, or maybe the senior executive, they have various approaches. So hybrid PMO, what they does is they able to accommodate, they able to integrate all those approaches from the senior executive, project executive, regardless of regardless of what methodology that we are using to deliver the project. We can use waterfall, we can use agile, we can use hybrid in order to deliver the project. And hybrid PMO also supports end-to-end portfolio management approach, and it integrates all the project execution approach across the business units. So we have multiple business units. PMO, when I mean in an organization, when we have a PMO, they consider as shared services, right? So they can work along with multiple business functions, multiple verticals, multiple business units. So so hybrid PMO actually helps when a PMO integrates with, or when a PMO work along with multiple business function, multiple business units. And then typically hybrid PMO compared, I mean, see, all of us might have seen a hybrid car, right? So which combines of, I mean, a usual hybrid car. I'm not sure about other countries. I mean, in here in India, usually the hybrid car comes with electronic and sometime and with petrol. So it has a capacity to run on electric, and it has a capacity to run on petrol. So same way, I mean, the hybrid PMO, it can integrate the traditional project management with leaner, uh, faster and agile principles to deliver the best outcome regardless of the methodology what we are using. So, and see, mostly hybrid PMO model, it's plugged into a business driven mindset. So it's actually very useful for a business driven mindset, where company benefited from both the speed and agility, and the speed and agility and the detail aspects of a project management. So this is what hybrid model all about. See, I have talked about hybrid PMO, I have talked about hybrid project management. So now next one is, so in order to understand one methodology completely, right, we need to understand the benefits, I mean the advantages and disadvantages of it. So hybrid be it a hybrid PMO or be it a hybrid project management, advantages. See, hybrid project management or hybrid model that gives a freedom to project manager along with the technical team. So technical team will get a freedom from agile and project manager will get a freedom from by using WPS. So that's how both the way teams are happy. I mean, this is the only methodology where we can make everyone happy. I mean, I'm talking with respect to the project team. And see, it can help project manager to estimate using WBS. We know that we have been using it before for many years. So using WBS, we know that we can get close to close to accurate estimates. And at the same time, we can also react to the market changes. So as we are following agile, so we can also react quickly to the market changes, and we can accommodate the demand in place. I mean, whatever the way they want us to deliver, or however the way they want us to deliver, we can also accommodate their demands. We can also accommodate the market changes. And then see, both developers and consumers agree on the deliverables at an early stage. See, in hybrid project management methodology, right? So you develop the development team and the consumers. So they both agree at the early stage of a development life cycle. So that usually happens even on agile. So I'm not denying that many of you would have raised a question saying that that's also happening in agile. So that also happens on agile. But here the only upper hand would be on a PM. Being a project manager, I'll have a more confidence when I deliver a project using hybrid, because my level of confidence always vouch on the estimate that I have prepared for a project. So that's why I say both developer and consumer agree on the deliverable. See, I can clearly vouch that what they have agreed, I can deliver. I mean, we as a team can work on it and we can able to deliver. And then progress can be see, each and every progresses, right, for the entire scope. It can be marked in well in advance. See,
Hello, Abhi? Ah, okay,
the
okay.
advantages of waterfall using WBS, we know that this is I lost the voice, or I'm still audible? Hello.
No. We missed it for a few seconds. Please continue. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So see, using WBS, which comes from waterfall, we all know that using WBS, when we start using WBS, that means the requirements are well known. We know the requirement, we know the changes. Only thing in hybrid, see, that gives a confidence to a project manager. This is what we are going to do. Then the using of agile in hybrid mod, and the best part of hybrid is using agile in the later part of the time during the development or the other life cycle of a project development, build, development, test, deploy, all that phase we can do it on a sprint, I mean in an agile model. So that's how uh, progress can be marked easily for entire scope of the work right at the beginning of a project. And then using hybrid model, testing team can prepare the test scripts, right? Test scripts from the requirement documents, because as I said, right, the requirements are already finalized. We have got the final requirement. We can still accommodate the changes. We can still react to the market changes. We can still able to take the consumer demand. That is on the later part of the project. So these are the benefits. These are the few benefits of hybrid project management. So now when I come to the disadvantages of hybrid project management,
We miss you, Abhi.
as I said, right, so every methodology comes with certain logic. Hello.
We miss you again for 10 seconds, more or less.
Okay.
Could you repeat again, please, this last part, please?
Okay. Sure. See, as I've told right at the beginning of this session, right? So every methodology comes with certain set of advantages and disadvantages. So as hybrid methodology. See, So hybrid methodology has also come across, has certain amount of advantages, like see, it has inability to track the deliverables or whether the set of deliverables will be met the defined timeline. See, because I have planned it using waterfall WBS methodology, and then we'll be delivering it using agile. See, there are lot of things. I mean, but see, these are not a bigger setback compared to what we have seen it in waterfall or agile. And then continuous in hybrid methodology, there'll be continuous administrative intervention. So which will so to resolve any team conflict, right? So you will be seeing a lot of administrative continuous administrative intervention. So which is, I mean, at time which we all may feel that it's waste of time and effort. So when it comes to agile, see, none of the administrative or none of the senior leaders will intervene, right? So they give us a complete freedom. You do it your own way. You let us know what are your sprint I mean, how are you planning your sprint ceremonies? What are your sprints? How are you doing a sprint grooming? What are the key? What are the user stories that you have prioritized? So that way it goes. But here, I mean, see, the control always lies with the senior leader, and they can intervene at any point of time to resolve any kind of a conflict. When we see a conflict, they jump in, they try to resolve a conflict, which, as being a project manager, I may see it as a waste of time and effort. And see, it's actually beneficial for an organization which is based on theory of competitive advantage. So see, there are certain theories, right? Marketing theories. So the similar marketing theory is called competitive advantage. So which allows them to fluidity of the project. I mean, see, this particular marketing terminology, right? So it allows the organization, or it allows the leader of the organization uh, to I mean, to to control the project in their own way. So that's the nutshell of hybrid methodology. And in case if you guys are confused what methodology that you need to follow, whether it's agile or whether it's hybrid, so that actually depends on your organization culture and the project that you guys are managing. See, because see, I have explained the fundamental aspects of agile model, hybrid model, and you all are aware of agile model. So see, based on that, right, based on my understanding, I have actually jotted down a table which can help you to easily understand. See, now when it comes to consumer agile, in agile, right? So consumers are involved throughout the project, but when it comes to hybrid, the consumers are only involved when it's required. I mean, only involve at the milestone level. So that's what happens in hybrid. And then see, mid project changes in agile, mid project changes are possible with and but it could affect, as I have mentioned, if you would have remember, as I have mentioned in the previous slides, the project expenses, schedules, and other factor may shoot up. But here changes are not easily implemented. I mean, see, the change to implement the changes, it has to come through top down, right? Or the top down approach. It has to follow through the top down approach. So as I have done a planning using WBS, executing only using agile. So if it has to accommodate the changes, then I mean, see, some of you may come back and say I am contradicting here. I mean, earlier I said we can, it can adapt the changes to the market. It can also accommodate all the change requests. But here I am saying the changes are not easily implemented. So, I mean, see, that's not the case. We can still accommodate the changes, but we may not able to implement it in the current sprint. We may be able to do it in a beta sprint or an alpha sprint. So that's what I'm talking all about. And see, agile is actually best for suitable for smaller to mid-size companies having high-level team coordination. But hybrid is actually dependent on the entirely team coordination and limited to hands-off points. So these are the few things which I have listed down here. So hope this will be clear to you guys. Any question? So Leo, am I audible or you guys lost my voice?
No. Right now is much better. From now, or right now, is very, very clear. If anybody have any question, we can talk right now. I think it's very clear, but it's a very complex topic. No, it's too much
Correct.
information.
Correct, correct. Maybe in the second part, see, maybe in the second part, that's what I'm planning. In the second part, I'll be coming across with the detailed level of roles and responsibility of a project manager, because see, here there are multiple leaders will be involved. So there'll be a project manager, there'll be a scrum master, as it runs on both, right? So there'll be a scrum master as well, there'll be a product owner as well. See, in the second part, I'll be coming up with a detailed level of explanation of what exactly the roles and responsibility looks like, and what are all the reports or structures that they wanted, that they'll be following, the entire project team will be following. So then things will be much more clearer.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. In this kind of topics, it's so extensive, all the information. Is a little complicated to try to understand in just a few, in only one session, in a few minutes. Try to talk about so many things that we should or we must consider when we are managing in both no agile and traditional waterfall no
Correct.
projects and products. Okay, I like this slide. Um, four fundamental aspect.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I mean,
that is
one
what.
question. Yeah, please continue.
No, no, no problem. Sorry, sorry, Leo. Sorry to interrupt. I mean, see, that is what I have. I mean, that is what I have mentioned right at the beginning. So, fundamental aspects of hybrid project management methodology, and maybe see, this session can give you some little bit of insights how to look at a hybrid project management methodology. I mean, see, the way we see a lot of certifications, a lot of things running around on hybrid. So that's not the new thing that we have. Something we are going to learn some new aspects. The way agile or scaled agile. So there are a lot of agile frameworks which are available, right? So it's not like that. I mean, this is something what we have been doing from many years.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I imagine that we can imagine that. So, one question for as a PMO member or as a PMO leader, um, which will be the most difficult situation, a most difficult problem if we want to implement an hybrid project management. Why? Because why I'm asking only by hybrid project management, because when we are talking about agile project management, agile product management, most companies
Mhm.
are currently working about this. They are worse or better. They are really working about this, but not an hybrid method, concept, methodology. No, that.
Mhm.
So which so that's why my question is specific with hybrid project management, which is the most difficult or the most hard problem if we want to implement hybrid project management in our organizations.
Okay. So the much hard, much difficult would be to, I mean, to convince someone. I mean, convince the leader. See, the same problem would have happened. I mean, the same problem had happened when we transform the entire organization, transform any organization. In this case, when they transform from traditional waterfall to agile. See, I mean, an organization point of view, they'll not be that open to any new methodology, whereas the current methodology would have been running fine. See, some organization, for them, agile or scrum or any framework of agile, be it a Kanban, scaled agile framework, all of them would have been running fine. So why would they change something to hybrid? See, in that case, right? So see, I don't see any challenges for an organization who are running on agile to change to hybrid. to converting them to hybrid methodology, I don't see any challenges, because see, their base framework will still remain the same. Only thing, from a planning or a PMO point of view, they can start using waterfall methodology, that is work breakdown structure, and then creating those network diagrams, calculating those slack, lead, lag, all those things, right? So it will give a better leverage from to a PMO and the project management team.
Hmm. Well, yeah, this is another problem or another point of discussion. Why? That, from my point of view, because we are when we are talking about these kind of things, lags and leverage, this is execution. No, this is when agile teams are executing, and the PMO in a strategic level is hard to come to find or to show to the top management. No, this is the best. Well, it is working. No, and we are adding value to the organization. We are giving solutions. But in hybrid project management, I think it's a double. No, it's a double challenge, because, as you said, how can explain top management of the leaders or the sponsor of the PMO that exists an hybrid no project management and we can implement? Well, I think it's very hard. No, in
Correct,
your
correct. See,
no, yeah.
see, this will be, see, any organization which are using agile methodology completely, and they are stop using high waterfall. Then my question to all those leaders is, how are their PMO or project managers leverage to to do the planning? I mean, to work on the planning aspects of the project. See, once if even if it's on a strategy level, the planning, and then the initial part, right? So where the planning, estimation, other things are done, then it comes to the technical team. Then they can start working on any model, agile, waterfall, or any model. So how are they leveraging their PMO, their project managers, in order to do the planning, do the effort estimation, or any estimation, overall estimation of a project or strategy? How are they doing it? See, I'm sure they would have been having some or other challenges there. See, agile methodology are mainly agile, be it an agile, disciplined agile delivery methodology, or Scrum, Kanban, all that gives a leverage to technical team. How about PMO and project managers? They would have been still struggling. They would have been doing some or other way. See, I understand that for in agile, right? So they would have been doing story point estimation, but that story point estimation, can they do it independently? They have to rely on multiple technical SMEs, like solution architect or maybe a technical architect. But this gives a complete leverage to all the project managers and PMO team, where they can do a estimation, they can do a planning, all alone, the way they used to do it in waterfall model.
Oh, there's so many things to put in context, now to put on the desk and try to develop and to inform at several levels, no? Strategic, tactical, and operational, and with all project managers, scrum masters, or product owners, program managers, product, no? Managers,
Correct.
digital product manager, digital product program manager, depending of each organization, the structure and the quantity of products, the quantity in the portfolio, no? The,
Correct.
is,
Absolutely. See, I'll give you a live example. See, why I say project managers are always special, because see, project manager natural instinct is planning, I mean, coordination, or organizing things. See, the way they create a plan, the way they coordinate, the way they organize things, the way they structure things, the way they generate a report. Even if a technical, the super skilled technical guy, you trained him, you certify him as a scrum master or a product owner, you ask him to do all those things, they cannot able to do it that way, because that's a natural instinct which is being built on a project manager or in a PMO uh, from many years. I mean, see, it's a career-long process which has been built within a project manager or within a PMO, and basically it's a mindset, right? So which they already accustomed to, and it will be difficult for any other person, any other technical person who comes and work as a scrum master or product owner to have a similar kind of a mindset or similar kind of a behavioral aspects.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. One question. Iker Eren. Okay. Um, Iker, if you wish, we can open the microphone and ask yourself if you wish. Very good question, by the way.
So I didn't understand this question. So according to presentation, consumer can attend when it is needed, but if all project is managed with agile methodology and a little part of this project is managed with waterfall, in this situation, the number one right for hybrid management. So, I mean, see, this is in this situation, right? I always give upper hand to agile. See, consumer involvement. I mean, see, consumer can get involved in any part of the project. I mean, any phases of the project. I mean, doesn't matter what project. I mean, what phases we are currently running in. They can get involved. That's why we have a sprint review, right? Sprint review usually happen with project manager, and then project manager will have a demo with the client engagement manager. So that's when we got a feedback. Then we realize these are not the way that they are expecting, so we can go back and change. But here in hybrid, how that will happen, once that milestone is done, we implement that, then probably we'll have a demo. So that's when so that by the time it's already been implemented, then then it'll moreover like an hypercare, where the operation is done, we are doing an extensive care treatment now. So did that answer your question, or uh, am I audible?
Uh, yeah, well, uh, okay, okay, Iker.
Mhm.
Iker or
Okay,
Ilker?
no problem.
Ilker, Eren. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Another one, Ilker. Okay, sorry, thank you.
Do you think that a good change management strategy led by
From
PMO
Turkey.
could help to the organization or top management to adopt hybrid management project? Change management strategy lead by PMO. See, in order to
Question.
help see, in order to adopt hybrid project management methodology, right? So rather than having a good change management strategy, see, good change management strategy is always needed. See, when they can help us they can help us in transforming from one methodology to other methodology, and then there are other aspects as well. So that is good. I mean, see, it's always good to have, but the necessary for any adoption is having a right mindset. See, if the leaders are always worry about their product delivery, what product I am delivering, whether I'm delivering it with the quality that I've assured to my client. So in that case, they may not be thinking about the PMO or project manager, how they are doing it, how they are struggling with how they are struggling in case of planning, coordination, and other aspects, right? So in that case, they may not adopt hybrid. They say, no, we are running fine, and this gives a complete leverage, complete freedom to a technical team, and we can have a consumer involvement at any point of time. See, all those advantages what I've mentioned, right? They'll come across with 10 other advantages on top of it. See, that's why I said they always, being a leader, they always need to have a right mindset. So if someone has a right mindset, if someone treating see all the verticals in a similar way, then probably they can say, yeah, this gives me a complete freedom to this leverages my project manager skill, this leverages my PMO skills, then I'm fine. I'll go ahead with hybrid. And anyway, it's not it's not disrupting my technical team, how they are running now, they'll also be running the same way. So in that case, I'll give a note to hybrid project management. So it's all depends on mindset along with the change management strategy. But thank you, David. That's a nice question.
Very good question, David.
Yeah,
We have another two.
sure. As
Please.
we know, as we know, the best way for apply agile project management is for IT projects. So hybrid project management, which area? See, hybrid project management, I mean, as I have said, right? So it's basically for those, basically for uh, those people who are focused always, always focused towards their, towards their, not, always not focused towards their delivery, who also focus on the processes, methodologies, how. See, because I always feel can good planning, good coordination, the initial aspects of a project management, what a project manager spend in a project, right? So good amount of time initially spent by the project manager can save the project. So if a project manager does not give a complete, does not get a complete freedom to work on the planning estimation part of it, then probably the project will still reach the finish line, but it will cripple. It'll cripple to reach the finish line. So that is what I said. See, hybrid methodology can be used. Can be used wherever the agile is being used, right? Wherever the agile methodology is still being used, hybrid methodology can be, can be implemented or can be adopted in those same organization. It doesn't constraint. It doesn't comes with a constraint that it's specific to IT, it's specific to construction. It's not that way. Anyone who's following agile, they are open to follow hybrid methodology.
Great. Carlos Spin, there's another one.
I would like to know what is the main problem that you find with people who start working with the methodology and how you normally. So the main problem that I find with the people when they start working on a methodology, right? So I'll give you a live example. Suppose you are staying in a house. How will you feel when I'll come and explain you that this wall, I don't like it here, this, if you are having this wall here, what benefit you are getting, let me put that wall in some other place, you'll get better benefit. So will you agree? So you'll not allow me to break that wall, right? So same, see, it's all mindsets. If you say no, what you said is correct, this wall anyway, whatever it's here, what work it's doing here, I think it can do the double amount of work if you place it somewhere else. Please go ahead and place it. See, we don't, all human beings are not designed in, see, it's a species, right? So human species are not designed in such a way that we always welcome the changes. We always try to restrict the changes. We always look out for a comfort zone. See, we have already used to a methodology. We have already accustomed to a particular methodology. So we'll never allow someone to come and, come and poke us in when we are already are in comfort zone. So in that case, so that is the only problem that I see, the mindset problem. So it's all about, it's all about mindset. So once we have open mindset, we can, once we have open mindset, we can adopt any methodology, we can deliver any project. So Carlos, is that answer your question? Thank you. But I'm certainly not going to change your wall from one place to other.
Well, everything is very clear, but okay, it's very good that all attendants, all participants do these kind of questions, because it's very complicated. The topic that we are sharing today is very, very difficult. Yeah, it's a mindset. Yes, but who needs to be clear with this mindset, who need to understand this mindset, who need to give us, okay, the okay, yeah, to implement or to adapt this mindset if in greatest organization is too much complicated. But imagine that we have in 1,000 people. No, in organization is
Mhm.
not the greatest. No. It's a small and medium
Mhm.
for me, and we need to
Mhm.
implement this project, hybrid project management. It's very complicated, huh? Because many
Correct.
times there is not a sponsor to help us.
Yes. So I totally agree with you. See, I've seen many projects where there are no sponsors, there are stakeholders, but who are not interested in the project, but they still want us to deliver the project. See, there are a lot of challenges. So compiling, I mean, see, considering all those challenges, right? So I have wrote all my article. So I would insist all of you can go and check all my articles and let me know.
Hmm. Yeah. Well,
And
yeah. Okay.
yeah, Leo, go ahead.
Um,
And you guys can
please continue.
reach me over LinkedIn via email in case if you have any further question to anything apart from the methodologies or anything. You have any other question, you can reach me on my LinkedIn. You can reach me over email and other social media platform. And we also launch a podcast channel called We Relearn, where we discuss about PMOs in startup. And next topic we'll be discussing about hy- hybrid project management methodology, and then we'll be talking about few leadership aspects. So you can also hear to our chapters over our podcast channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Abby, every week he's writing articles about many topics in this kind of hybrid project management. He's already writing a few one, so um, we can follow. I'm following. Okay, every week I'm following what he's writing. Is very interesting. But the challenge, the huge challenge, is not to understand that we are talking about this. Is trying to implement in our organizations if we are working in a PMO, or
Mhm.
or as consultants, as PMO consultants, strategy consultant, and project management consultants, trying to implement, well, first of all, trying to explain to the sponsors or the directors, the business unit directors, um, um, uh, um, information technology directors, or the steering committee, or whoever who the sponsor of all the portfolio projects and products, trying to explain him all the advantage to implement this kind of new, and yeah, a new ways of management for a portfolio. No, in current times, remember that all the companies are developing and managing both projects and products at the same time. So that's
Correct.
why, no, it doesn't matter the percentage, no, Avi, it doesn't
Yes,
matter.
I mean in those environments there are no room for hybrid project management. I mean it's all agile framework that they will be following. When you manage both product and projects, then difficult. I mean hybrid will not able to satisfy. I mean not able to satisfy your hunger there. So I just shared a link to an article if in case any one of you are interested on learning different aspects of agile framework. So this is a complete whole set of complete new framework called Spotify Scaling Agile Model. I've written an article on this in the month of June. So that's there on pmtoday.co.uk website. I mean, it's available. You can go and check this one. This will gives you, I mean, it's better than any other framework on Scrum.
Hmm. Well, I think it's we need we have so many information, okay, in several magazines, no, digital magazines or blogs, companies, organizations,
Correct.
PMI, Scrum. There is so many information that you can lost. no, and it's very easy. Sorry, it's very necessary. We to receive this kind of short bullets, no, it's quick bullets, quick wins that people, persons, great professional like Avish can give us, can share us. And in this case, Avi, from my experience, is very I think it's very complicated to talk with the sponsor or to the top management. I think it will be easier. It'll be easier. Try to understand what is my point. It will be very easier. Don't talk about this wonderful thing. Just a small bullets, a couple of things, but in the reality, try to implement no the framework with your own team, with your PMO members, trying to implement step by step these kind of things. Because once you are implementing and you are adding value, you are mixing both. No, one of the attendees are asking about this because you can managing a large project in time, okay, through 12, 24 months, and in the middle or in small blocks, you are implementing or you are implementing products, no, products on the agile framework or on the agile framework. For me, it's framework. I don't like it to say methodology, but in the other side, you can managing a leading a product, no, a long roadmap, well, 12 months, for example, in a product roadmap, and in the middle, you can managing and additional projects. For example, listen, so you can manage both. In a PMO, the most difficult is to show the top management, the steering committee, the board of directors, how can you manage these both sides, a project and a program project roadmap and a product, no, program roadmap, projects and product, and in the same, not like a watch, yeah.
In that case, there are different functions of PMO. I mean, see, hybrid PMO is a other function, but there are 2, 3 other functions of PMO where one will be aligned to project, one will be aligned to business units. The PMO which is aligned to business unit will be taking care of the products. So that
Yes,
is what I'll be covering in the second part. Yeah.
okay, wonderful, because from my point of view, this is the services that should offer a PMO. But
Yes, correct.
for giving, no, for showing the sponsor in the first stage, in the second, and the board of the other directors, no, in the board of directors, depending of organization or the others business unit, or perhaps in the others business unit, the other countries. No, we are in Spain, yeah, but perhaps we are working with your country, with you, no, in other business unit in India, another country, and in the other side of the world, in Latin America, in the same organization. We are working all together, but it's very different, no? And the services should cover all at the same time, all together, to present to top management that we are really giving solutions, we are really adding value, we are really applying the best frameworks and or methodologies, agile, waterfall, mix of them, hybrid, no, and giving solutions. That's why they hire us, they are contract to us, no?
Correct, correct. But I would prefer, I mean, I have been researching a lot, so I would prefer, see, somebody, I mean, I discussed right in one part of my slide where 17 developers, where they sat on a coffee shop and they started discussing their problem, how they can deliver their product faster than the expected. See, that's when I mean, they set the pillar for Agile. So I would prefer to have a similar kind of a discussion with someone else and come up with a own methodology, which everybody will start using it in the future.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, see,
well.
it's all it's all creativity, right? So I would recommend all of you, I mean, whoever is there attending this session, I would recommend all of you. I mean, see, you can pick up any methodology, start playing around with your creativity. I mean, we never know. Tomorrow somebody like me will be discussing the methodology which you have created.
Yeah, it's a great topic. That's wonderful. Um, yeah, well, in the second part, we are talking about execution. I think that this part is a strategic level, perhaps a small tips for that tactical level, because we are only talking the big photo, no, the
Mhm.
main bullets, no, the main tips about this. And the next one is the execution and more specific things. No, when we are talking about services, yeah, it's a strategic point of view, tactical point of view. But when we are talking a specific one, three, any services with a specific framework, whatever, Scrum, for example, or Lean, whatever, that in this case we are talking about execution, and this is the other part of the teams, no, the development teams, the execution teams, that we need to talk with them. No, that's why, from my point of view, is wonderful the PMO phenomenon. Okay, because there is so many things to do. It's a empty field of opportunities and new developments in this kind for hybrid project management, as you are showing us, for example.
Sure.
Okay, guys, any more questions, comments? Don't be shy. In Latin America, people is more active. Perhaps it's because it's everything clear. Perhaps, most probably. By the way,
Mhm.
can you share our slide, Abhi, please?
Sure. I'll share the slide.
The second part will be, I don't remember, in February, most probably in February for next year is going to be the second part, because every week we are sharing many other topics from several great professionals in the webinar series of PM officers.
Sure, no problem, no problem. Anytime is fine with me.
Yeah, can you share the PPT, please?
Sure, I'll share it right away.
Before leaving, um, first of all, I want to say thank you very much, Abhi. Abhi, no, it's Abhishek. Abhi, no, thank
Yes.
you very much for joining us. Thank you much for coming with us, for sharing. I want to invite all our community to following us in our YouTube channel. This webinar will be recording for free during the rest of the month. Okay, open for all the community. And the next one, all the community, the PM officers community that is registered, and they are going to continue open to check this, not only this webinar, all the webinar that we are sharing, we are continue, okay, with all people. And the presentation, this presentation, we are going to share it as well, okay. All people,
Sure.
they already registered, okay, by this session, I'm going to receive by email the materials, okay. So by the way, just so I think bueno, thank you very much, Lucia Gandolfo, uh, Ilker Eren. Maybe we can win PDUs. Yeah, you can win when you can one PDU strategic. Okay, once you are going to receive this email, we explain you how can you win this PDU, you and the rest of the attendants. Um, yes. Thank you very much for following us, for joining us today. Dennis Velasquez, thank you. Raid, thank you. David Ginés, David Rivas, thank you very much. Many people is saying it's a wonderful session. Carlos Espin, thanks for answering. try it. Well, all people is saying a wonderful session. My friend, thank you very much. A huge call
Thank you.
from Barcelona, España, and we'll see you in the next in the second part for the next year.
Sure, I'll look forward to it.
Okay, okay. Thank you. If our attendants want to share the webcam just for see our virtual eyes, our virtual, just for saying, is for us it's very important that we can sharing with people, no? Great professionals, great persons, great people, not only machines, no? Menelaus, thank you very much for coming. Our huge pleasure.
We are on Matrix. We are on Matrix, Leo.
Okie dokie. Fernando Varela, Lucia Gandolfo, thank you very much. Carlos Spin, Ana Cecilia, Chitel, Barapatre, okay, thank you. Ilker, Dennis, thank you very much. Okay, a very huge, all the best for these sessions. Be safe. Take care. Take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye, Abhishek. Bye, bye all.
Bye, David.
Thank you very much. See you.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Thank you. Bye.